we have to become very good sailors. So, of course, the metaphor is you learn to sail, and then depending on the waters, you start off with calm waters, and then choppier waters, heavier winds. And it's as if sailing, so the metaphor of sailing in calm waters is fun, it's easy, but it's about having intuition and the ability to navigate what's coming. But the crew would like you to, in these portals that are till the end of the month, even if you're listening to this later on, there will be jumps in consciousness. So it's how to jump to this new consciousness and land it and anchor it and ground it. If you have an idea or a concept, but it can't be landed, it just stays in the ethers, right? So it's as if we need to expand in both directions, embrace more, but ground more. So if something is fully in your system, like even though it's a wacky idea or a little further out than you usually would imagine, if you can ground it within yourself, it has a place to go. So this is what was asked. So most people who are on a spiritual path have had a lifetime or are from a different planetary system. I don't know if this is my belief, but this is what I read and hear. It's like there are humanoids and then crossbreeds, and most people doing spiritual work are crossbreeds or stellar beings. So however you want to see it, just imagine the bigger you, the you that has more gifts than you would know that you have. You might not remember them, you might not have awakened them yet, but they are there. And maybe they're not grounded. So think about this. Analogy would be if I have a kitchen full of ingredients, then I could prepare nearly any meal. It's just reaching out, getting those things and putting it together. And the same goes for us, but we haven't realized it. We haven't practiced it. We haven't been shown it, so we don't know. But just for a moment, imagine that you are a little bit bigger than you think, not too much. It's not an ego thing. And as if we could wake it up. So first off, we are going to do 7 layers of grounding. The first layer is the physical body in the 3D plane, and then we go to 4 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9. So the grounding in your 3D is very visceral, it's very sensory, and then it becomes more subtle, but let's give it a go. Imagine you have like these ropes, that are lots of ropes, you know, like one rope, but it's made out of lots of smaller ropes. And this is your grounding cord. And consciousness is only grounding you in your 3D because that's all you could think of. So you might not be grounded in the 3D, that's fine. So it's all about belonging. Some people have issues about belonging in a group, in a family unit, but you belong here on this planet, here in this moment. If we have difficult times, we're more identified with our star being aspects. There's a tendency to unground, there's a tendency to want to leave, like for a better world somewhere. And the best world you can live is the one where you are right here, right now. So, the pleasures of the body, the pleasures of the earth, the pleasures, the hardships, but the physicality. If you're here, you might as well be grounded. Here goes. The analogy of the rope, if this is, it's a bit like the drawings in a book about the 7 layers of the energy system. This is the central line, and if the central line isn't whole, then the other layers of dimension can't ground. So we'll take some time to really ground and notice what comes up. Do you feel heavy, stuck? Do you feel locked in? Or does it feel juicy? Or just notice what you feel. Is there any part of you that doesn't want to ground? For example, if you are awakened consciousness and all of a sudden you find yourself in a tight physical body, is there any part of you that wants to escape, leave this place, feels trapped? Finds it hard? So this is just popping in. So imagine, as myself, I was born in Holland, and then we left and we went to so many countries, and it's as if you need to recreate your life there. Yet they are saying it's one world, it's this 3D form, but how many people find a different country harder, um, less inviting, or more inviting? Yet it's the same planet, maybe different temperatures, but there's a tendency to find the grounding more in your feeling than in the actual grounding. There we go. Okay. You belong to the earth. The earth belongs to you. You belong to the earth. Just like a tree is connected via roots, via belonging, not necessarily because of the roots, but it belongs to earth. We can move around, but we are the same. There we go. The more grounded they are, the easier it is to get out of our head, to be deeper into our body. So the more worrisome we are, the more mindy we are, the less grounded. Just imagine sinking down within your system. Because the more grounded you are, the more in the present moment. There we go. Just a little bit more. So once you are, everything has dimensions. So your grounding cord has dimensions. And to be able to ground the fourth, the fifth, the sixth dimension, the seventh dimension, is to be able to experience them more and more and more in this reality. Allow this grounding cord to go deep into the center of the earth, and the earth deep into your center. create that belonging, create that union. Okay. And now, as if it were a little aura around this central core line, imagine weaving, creating, intending the fourth dimension, grounding it around your grounding cord, weaving into it and around it. Even though you don't know what it feels like, just imagine being able to ground fourth dimension. Fourth dimension is heart. All even number dimensions are the in-between stages, and the uneven numbers are to ground it. So the more you can ground this dimension, the more you will be able to perceive it in your everyday reality. The gifts that are in the fourth dimension will be more accessible to you. So you don't necessarily need to know what's happening, just allow it to happen. Okay. And now, fifth dimension, another layer. So if this helps, I don't know, maybe it hinders, but apparently Jesus was a seventh dimensional being, but he could live grounded in the fifth. So imagine being able to ground the fifth dimension. There we go. The purpose of grounding these dimensions around your grounding cord is that they become more available to you. It's as if the language is more and more available, accessible. Okay, so 6th dimension. The more, if you like, spiritual but you become, the tendency is to like do a gesture with your hand going upwards, but it's staying right here. As if you become broader, not taller. Super. The 7th dimension. that starts to become subtle, the energies, but the more you can ground them, the more visible they are to you. And just see if you can feel like a difference between the dimensions. If one is cooler, denser, lighter, different frequency, if you feel something different. Okay, eighth dimension. Another layer goes around your original grounding cord. and ninth dimension. So the idea here is if we activate all the dimensions, it should also be more possible to bring heaven on earth. Your ideas, your manifestations, they can travel through the dimensions so much easier, because the 10th is the void, it's the nothingness, and the 9th is the strings of possibilities. It's where things are birthed. And so deeper through the dimensions until it comes into the 3D and it is something solid. But if we can hold the dimensions in our grounding cord, whatever we wish to manifest has an easier access to be present. Okay. Imagine now this grounded cord with all the dimensions as an energetic around it. And now imagine yourself grounding all these layers of consciousness. If you're grounding them, it's more available to you, and if it's more available to, there's more dialogue with it, and therefore there's more consciousness, so more grounding. Okay. Deep breath in. Come on back.